go grab it and come
as
back.
my colleague Pat House was saying, never a dull moment. So I think this is going to work. We'll see what happens. So my name is Joel Ledman. I am a elementary school teacher, a computer teacher at a private school in New York City. I've also been working with the creators of Minecraft to come up with MinecraftEdu, which is our version of the game. Talk more into the mic. Okay. I know I'm wearing two mics. This one is not doing anything. It's just being recorded. So MinecraftEdu is a version of the game specifically designed to meet the needs of teachers and students. So first of all, quick survey. How many people have no idea what Minecraft is? Okay, a bunch. How many people, maybe you have students or your own kids play it, you've seen it, you just want to learn more about it? Okay. And then how many people actually play the game, own it, it's a lifestyle? Okay. So we're all over the place. So that's me. I'm going to put this slide back up at the end so you can grab all the information. Let's talk about what Minecraft is. Well, before I do that, I always like to show this picture. This picture usually gets a reaction, and it's funny. To a non-gamer, people usually say, what's wrong with this child? What's her problem? But, thank you. But, a gamer recognizes this emotion, recognizes, that she's in the game, she's in the moment, she's having time for life. And, I have small children, I have a 3-year-old, and, she can play Temple Run and Angry Birds and all these things, and it's my room. I think it's probably safe to say that everybody in this room, at one point or another, has been blown away watching a child play a game and just thinking, I can't believe what they're doing in this game, I can't believe how easy it is for them, I can't believe the things they're figuring out what they're learning how to do. I, as a classroom teacher, and now also an educational software developer, the trick is to try to take this experience, this emotion, and translate it into some of these emotions. Video games can make children kind of more likely to help. Watching video games leads to cooperation, not aggression, that kind of thing. I have a feeling I'm kind of preaching to the choir. That's why we're all here. So I'm going to talk a lot about the benefits of game-based learning. But it's really great to see that there's a lot of science coming out to support these things that us gaming teachers have sort of instinctively known for a while. So I'm going to forge ahead. So this is what Minecraft looks like. It's a world of blocks. The game sort of presents this almost never-ending, limitless world. Every time you start a new game of Minecraft, the game creates a completely new world that nobody's ever seen before. Sometimes these worlds can be quite fantastical. And what players do is they can run up to a tree and start cutting it down and harvest the wood. They can use that wood to make some basic tools. They can make a pickaxe. That means they can go into the caves and start mining stone and iron and coal. And the game, there's a progression where you are creating things, harvesting resources, creating things which allow you to harvest more advanced materials which let you create even more amazing structures and contractions. And the game has kind of a natural rhythm to it. So everything is beautiful and hunky-dory during the day. You're building your own world out of your imagination. But as soon as the sun goes down, monsters come out. And so your challenge is to survive the night. So the game kind of has a rhythm where you're building and fortifying yourself during the day, and monsters come out at night. But here's the thing about Minecraft. I guess that's the way that the creators intended players to play, but it is so open-ended, it is so modifiable, it is so customizable that people use this game more as a platform. If you want to play with monsters, you can turn them off. If you want to just focus on building and creativity, you can do that. You can set modes in the game itself to do that. If the game doesn't provide the experience you want, there are tens of thousands of programmers out there creating content for this game. 99.9% of it is free as well. So if you want your game to be more based on adventure and having quests, there's a mod for that. If you want to engage in combat with your friends or enemies, you can do that too. There's a mod for that. If you want to use it in your classroom, there's a mod for that. That's why I'm here. So let me just, I'm just going to quickly play a 1-minute commercial for Minecraft just to kind of give you more of an idea of what it's about.
Let's go to a place where everything is made of blocks, where the only limit is your imagination. Let's go wherever you want to go. Climb the tallest mountains. Venture down to the darkest caves. Build anything you want. Day or night, rain or shine. Because this is the most significant sandbox you'll ever set foot in. Build a majestic castle. Invent a new machine, or take a ride on a roller coaster. Play with friends. Build your own little community. Protect yourself with the strongest armor that you can craft. And fight off the dangers of the night. No one can tell you what you can or cannot do. There's no rules to follow. This adventure, it's up to you.
So I'm going to talk for a minute how I got started in Minecraft. I'm a gamer, and so, I'm always looking for fun new games. And some friends said you have to check out this game called Minecraft, and I downloaded it, was playing it. And I'm always thinking when I play a game, is there some way I can bring this into my classroom? Is there something of value to my kids here? But it was over summer vacation, summer of 2010. And so I started playing with my daughter, who's in the center there. That's how she chooses to appear in the game. That's, I think she was kind of this elvish princess thing going on. And in the top is one of the first structures she built. It's just a simple igloo made out of snow, excuse me. I should say she was almost 5 at the time. And so she was able to figure it out. She was able to make shovels, which you need to dig out the snow, and you get these little snowballs, which you then combine to these blocks of snow. She made an igloo. Nowadays, we're on to more advanced things. There's a farm we built together down at the bottom, and the game has a farming simulation. You can breed in animals, which she really likes. And she names all the animals and gets sad if they run out of their fences, things like that. But what just blew me away was what this not quite 5-year-old, this 4-year-old girl was getting out of this game. She was solving problems. She was learning self-reliance. She'd say, "Daddy, don't help me. Just stay over there." And as she was working out the intricacies of the game, she even started to spell because of Minecraft. She came to me one day and said, "Daddy, how do you spell home?" And it's the first time she's ever expressed a desire to spell anything. And it's because she wants to be able to teleport herself back to her home in the game. /home, and you're teleported there. So I said, I have to try this with my students, and I teach mostly 2nd graders, and see what they can kind of get out of it. And so I had this idea that I would need to, I'll come back to my own students. I grew up playing Legos, and I really think that Minecraft taps into the same part of the brain that Lego does. And different kids play with Legos differently, right? Some want to, my daughter's best friend Jack, 7 years old, he loves Lego, but he will only follow the instructions. He's got to make it perfect, every block's got to be in the right place. And then he doesn't play with them anymore. They sit on the shelf, and that's it. My daughter will build a simple structure, and then she'll play with the little guys, and they'll have adventures or fight or hug, whatever. Minecraft really taps into the same part of the brain as Lego, and allows players to have those same kind of open-ended experiences. It looks like Lego. And of course, here's where worlds are colliding. That's not an official picture, but now Lego does make an official Minecraft-themed set. So what do kids or players, but specifically kids, elementary school, middle first couple play sessions, they'll build a simple house, kind of stake out a claim in the world. But as you get more experience, might get more ambitious and start building larger structures. Some people even indeed build these mega structures. And as you get more involved in the game world, you might start making little communities with other players online. The game can be played single player, but I think a lot of really interesting interactions happens when you put kids in this online space with other people. And it keeps scaling up from there. I can't really see it too bright in here, but people would start making whole towns and indeed whole cities. Note to self, I should choose brighter screenshots. But it really scales up. There are multiplayer servers out there with hundreds and hundreds of players regularly playing every night and building whole civilizations. And what's fascinating to me is so many of these worlds exist just for the sheer joy of creation. If you build a shop, it's not really a shop. The game doesn't have mechanics that automatically let players buy and sell there. It's role play. You're living in this world, and there's a mutual consent among players of the world that is a shop. So it really scales up. I mean, there are servers out there that are block by block recreating the whole of, for example, Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings. You can walk from Shire to Mordor in this game world. And people are doing it for the sheer love of creation. I think Minecraft, one of the reasons Minecraft is popular is it fulfilled a need that gamers have that hasn't really been there before. It's a creative game. It's constructive, not destructive. I think people didn't even know that they were waiting for a game for so long before they could really build something. I mean, sure, you've got The Sims and SimCity and Second Life, and there are other games that let you build, but not quite. You don't start with the same clean slate as you do with Minecraft. Minecraft really gives you the world and says do what you want with it. So it continues to scale up. So people are building these giant cities, but it scales up so much that it busts out of the game. And there's these incredibly active online communities. You read GiE talking about affinity spaces. This is the proof is in this pudding here. There's all these online spaces where people congregate to not only talk about the game, but create content and share content for the game. And it even crosses over into real life. There was a Minecraft convention last year. There's going to be another one in Europe this year. So, why are we talking about this? What does it actually look like when you bring this game into the classroom? Why would you want to do that? Well, these are my students. These are mostly my second graders, and there's some third graders that I do with an after school. And on top, this year I started a high school club. So, what are kids doing with this game? Well, when I started, I kind of had this idea that I would, we get to practice with the keyboard and mouse and talk about exploring different interfaces and getting comfortable with different types of programs on the computer. And sort of my big picture goal, I thought we'd be doing this for maybe 2 weeks. And my big picture goal was this is going to be our lead into internet research. Remember, we've got the wiki pages here. I can throw his board over to Wikipedia. Grade all the knowledge in the universe, who cares, right? But you say, hey, go look up a strategy. You want to know how to do something in Minecraft, go figure out how to find it on the wiki. Minecraft Wiki, that one I showed there, is using the same software as Wikipedia. So if you can do that, you can use Wikipedia. But what I very quickly realized is there was a lot more going on that I really needed to tap into. What was happening is these kids were finding themselves in situations where, well, let me give some examples. It was one of the first days, and this girl had made this house, and it was really perfect, just so she had decorated how she wanted. And a boy came over and broke a window in her house, and she was really upset. And that was my opportunity to talk about, well, why did you do that? Why are you choosing, would you you go over to a real house and break a window? No, of course not. So why would you do it in a video game? And so it started conversations about digital citizenship, which is, at least in my school, that's the umbrella term we use to talk about how we communicate, how we interact with each other online. What's personal information, what's private, how we share, how we collaborate. And it's something that our school struggled with. You know, we have middle schoolers and high schoolers getting into these uncomfortable situations on Facebook and other social networks, and we were struggling for a way to kind of introduce, start the conversation at an earlier age. And we weren't even planning to do it with Minecraft. It's just suddenly, these kids were having practice talking to each other through a screen and creating things together through a screen and resolving conflicts. And it was really, really inspiring. And you know, we ended up going for months just because we kept coming up with different content. And I started talking to my students' homework teachers, and they were, well, we're doing this social study unit. Can we sort of set up different villages and have them trade and talk about, you know, and having existing the context of history. You know, and so now I've spent a lot of time talking to teachers all over the place about ways to use this game. And you know, every single conversation is in a way overflowing with ideas. Let's see what's next. So these are some more of my students. This is how I introduced the game. This is kind of a training world that I made. When we first started playing the game, it was very open-ended, and I found it was really valuable to sort of focus the experience. So originally I sort of said, you know, hey, we're all explorers of this new world, or I was saying we've been shipwrecked, and we need to figure out what this world is about. And I sort of quickly realized that that's great for a middle schooler when they often run into. My second graders, they did a little bit more kind of hand-holding. They were not comfortable. Some of them, but a lot were not comfortable just being dropped in this game world. So I've created this training world that allows you to sort of step-by-step learn one skill at a time. And this is included in my book. But, you know, some of the most amazing things, you know, are things that we don't even think about. That picture in the upper right, kids lined up, that took a tremendous amount of work for those kids to be able to do that. I don't know if you can see, there's a ladder in the back that they're all lining up to climb. And this was an unintended consequence. I put that ladder there just because they needed to get from down here to up there. But I created a bottleneck in the game. And the first time the kids got to that point, they were all pushing and shoving and yelling at each other across the room, get out of my way, I was there first. And again, you know, this was my aha moment, just saying, you know, wait a minute, guys, you know, you line up and go through a door 20 times a day at school. How do we do this? And he said, oh, we should draw the line. And it suddenly became a very different experience. You know, Jojo says, oh, I think I was in front of you. You know, they worked it out. So much so that I made them stop and I had to take a picture. So what kind of worlds will students create with this game? Well, at first, you know, as they're learning the ropes, it's sort of very chaotic. In the upper left there, learning what materials are what and how it all works and what would happen if we put a door here and not there. But then, as they start to develop, they do tend to form these amazing little societies. That's a second grade world that is sort of matured over a month or two in the upper right. And, you know, the kids build shops, they build little homes, they started building hotels and restaurants and bakeries and castles. And it was, they were living in this world of role play. And they were learning about how to function together, serving different roles in society. It's not something I set out to teach, it was just this amazing thing that was happening. That's my high school student world on the bottom. And this was great too, you know. I did this last year, and I came in and I said, you know, how many people play Minecraft? And I think, you know, 13 out of 15 kids raised their hands. And, you know, I said, well, how should we play? What kind of server do you want to be? Do you want to be a creative server where you can fly around and build anything you want? You want to be a survival server where you have to fight monsters, something else? And they voted that they wanted a survival world. And the first meeting was chaotic. Everyone just ran off. Yay, we're playing Minecraft in school. Isn't this great? But very quickly, they just said, you know, we want more. We can do this at home. We want more. What are we going to do? And, you know, I really stepped back, and the kids started saying they had another discussion whether or not they should form a town, or if everyone should just do their own thing. Should they trade with each other? They decided to form one town. And then they started to say, well, how should we organize ourselves? What should our system of government be? And they were having this conversation about, you know, the pros and cons of different forms of government. And I wanted to run out to the hall and grab a civics teacher and say, you know, you gotta listen to this. And they settled on this kind of democratic oligarchy where they would like 3 leaders, and each leader would sort of take care of a different aspect of the society, and it worked really, really well. One of the leaders ended up, you know, getting into college, writing an essay about his leadership experience through the Minecraft Club, which was really rewarding for me. So that's all well and good. You can get this experience as I'm talking about if you just, you know, buy Minecraft and download it in your classrooms. So why is there MinecraftEdu? What is this going to give you as a teacher that is an incentive to do? Number one, it's much easier to use. There are some technical hurdles to getting a Minecraft server up and running in the classroom. When I started this, you know, I'm a network guy, I'm a server guy, so I was able to figure out how to get the server running. I was able to write my own mods and my own scripts. But you know, if we want, my partners and I realized that we needed to lower barrier to entry if we want history teachers, English teachers, language teachers. It's not saying that you know y'all are technical, but you know, we wanted to sort of widen the horizon of who could get access to this in the classroom. So, whereas we used to be writing these config scripts and downloading patches all the time, we've got it down to one program with a series of buttons and checkboxes that let you do. But it's all designed around plugging in content that other people, other gamers, other teachers, other students are creating around the world. Let me limit what it looks like. If any of you do play Minecraft, you'll notice that none of these things are in the game. These are some of the classroom management tools that we've given to teachers. If you want your students to all be teleported to a certain spot so you can show them something, you can do that with a click of a button. If you want to give your students the basic tools to help them get started. Because I found one of the biggest problems in my classroom was I had 40 minutes once a week, and there was so much I wanted to do. It was really helpful to be able to hand out the basic tools and just get them up and running. Students can name themselves and choose their own appearance, right, when they sit down to play. That's not something that you can do in the original game. And I don't know if I have it up here. It's not, but there's my favorite button is the free student button. Because what I would find, and this is true in Minecraft, and it's been true in other games as well. I've done using my classroom. You're having this great experience. Everyone's having fun. It's wonderful. And you say, all right, time's up. It's time to go. Half the class doesn't leave. How many people experience this? And you know, you're like, come on, it's I mean, you're taking this positive experience and you're almost ruining it in the last minutes because you have to rip it away from the kids. And you know, this one is because they won't stop playing. So you know, I love having. Oh yeah, there it is. It's in the little bar. Free students who press the button. I'm sorry, I'm frozen. You can't do anything. So I try to just my own best practices. I always try to start every class on the rug and end every class on the rug. So we can talk about our goals, why we're doing, we can reflect on what's happened, we can talk about any conflicts that arose. So this is what the server looks like. There's a lot of options that you can choose to customize how you want the world to run. But it's really, if you just want to just play the game, 3 clicks, you can have a server up and running in your classroom that your kids can play. Yeah. If you buy the game from us, we'll give you Minecraft license codes. If you want to play the original Minecraft game, yes, you need to set up usernames and passwords. But if you're using MinecraftEdu and you're just playing it in a classroom or in just a school setting, then no, you do not. You do not need to register real Minecraft accounts.
So there is a way to get the MinecraftEdu directly with the original.
Yeah. I'm actually planning to talk more about this in more detail about what you get and how it works in my workshop. But I think it'll suffice to say that when I started talking to a lot of teachers, there were a lot of problems to overcome before this could really be deployed widespread in classrooms. A lot of schools have very restrictive proxies or firewalls, so we needed a version of the game that gets around a lot of this. Not in a dangerous way, but in a way that doesn't require talking to outside servers, things like that. So MinecraftEdu is designed to be played in just a classroom. You don't need to pay for an online server, that kind of thing. The teacher can walk over to his or her computer, double-click, start the server, and it will tell them, oh, this is your computer's name, this is your IP address. The students walk over to their computers, start up the game, connect to that address, and everybody's in one space. I'm really proud of how easy we've made it to get the game up and running. And again, come to my workshop after lunch, and I'll show you actually how to do it. Okay, but here's to me where we get into the meat. So far, everything I've been talking about is great. You teach kids computer skills, you teach about digital citizenship. That's all important. But why am I talking about having history teachers and science teachers and everybody uses game? The game is so open-ended, you can build whatever you want. So you as the teacher, you can get in there first and build experiences. You can build virtual field trips that you want your kids to go on. Or if you're not a Minecraft expert, we are working on a library of content that you'll be able to go and look at content, lesson plans, supporting material that other teachers have made. And with a few clicks, you'll have it downloaded onto your server, you'll be able to run that. So I'll give you some examples. In the lower left, that's actually a student project. In Texas, it's just part of the state education system. Every kid, before he or she graduates, has to make a diorama of the Alamo. So, 15 minutes? Okay. So, this kid got permission from his teacher to make it in Minecraft. And this thing is amazing. If you find this video on YouTube, the kid's narrating as he's walking through the environment, and it's so clear that he's been immersed in this history. He knows about all the flags, he knows what the different rooms were for, and he's comparing it to sort of a modern military base. And one of my favorite moments is you can see it's raining. When it starts to rain in the video, he goes, oh, this is just like at the real Battle of the Alamo. It rained. And he's been living in it. Right, that's a group project at a high school where they reconstructed their high school. They went around, they took measurements, they looked at architectural drawings, and they recreated their high school in class. In the upper left, that's a science teacher from Australia. That's version 1.0. You should see 2.0. It's like totally amazing. That's a cell. It's I believe an animal cell. And what he has his students do is they play the role of, I believe it's the messenger RNA. And they get into this world and they visit all of the different organelles in the cell. I'm not sure I'm getting the science part right, but it becomes an interactive experience. Down there, I'm not even touching this, but Minecraft has its own form of electronics and circuitry. You can build these working contraptions. If you go on YouTube, people have built 100% working, functioning computers and calculators in Minecraft. So you can start talking about logic gates and circuitry with Minecraft. There's also an artistic side. You can create works of art. In the lower right, that's the Globe Theater. There are schools that have kids build stages or sets and act out Shakespeare and record it in-game. You can watch that on YouTube. Minecraft, I just find personally, Minecraft really just captures the imagination of these kids. And they're going to other classes, they're going to art classes, and drawing pictures or writing poems. So, there's so much you can do. Why not take your kids on a field trip to a medieval city? Or why stop there? Go into the realm of fantastic. I know a number of teachers who are using the game. It's just very simple. They don't need a complicated lesson plan. They're saying, let's play for 40 minutes, and now tonight we're all going to go home and journal about our experiences. And kids that have never been interested to pick up a pen and write something, or pen, go again with that, but are becoming writers. Or how about this? This is a real Minecraft server project. It's this group of completely crazy people. The lead guy is in New Zealand, and he estimates it's going to take about 8 years to start to finish this project. He has recreated eventually all of Beijing City as it's good from 1845. Using architectural drawings and supporting material. And I was unable to get a working internet connection here, but I love showing people. You can go to the webpage for the server, and you can see the map, and you can explore it, and you can go into it, and you can see people moving around on the server, talking to each other, planning, building, 24/7. And so, it's not just the game. It's not just the experience you have when you're sitting down in front of the computer playing the game. It's all of these conversations. It's where else it leads. Students that are into, video production are going home and making videos about Minecraft, running about Minecraft, or other things. These are into programming. It's not truly open source, but it's very accessible to start programming. In our computer science class, one of the kids last year at our school said, "What can I make a Minecraft mod?" It's like, absolutely, yes, go for it. And so, here's an example. Project 1845, I've been talking to the developers. This will be an activity that's available in MinecraftEdu. Right now you can manually run it. You can install MinecraftEdu today, download this from the project website, move your files around to the work. But what we're aiming for is a true library of content where you'll be able to, beta versions are working, but it's not quite ready to show. You'll be able to see a list of worlds, it'll all be tagged and rated, and people commenting on it. I want to see things in the realm of history, I want to see European history. See, okay, these 5 teachers have used this before. Click, download it, it's up and running on your server. This one would take forever to download because it's a massive project, but most things can be ready in 10 minutes. So, we weren't really planning on this, but what started happening is other institutions besides just schools have wanted to kind of tap into the Minecraft. Libraries all over the world that are serving as local community spaces and want to support what kids are already doing on computers. So they're finding ways to use Minecraft, and museums and youth centers, especially in Europe, there's a ton of youth centers that are using Minecraft as sort of a draw to get kids in, but then the educators in the room are using it to sort of springboard into other learning experiences. So I want to show you a video. This is not the final version. There's a couple rough spaces, including one place where I get the name of my company wrong. But this is a project that I, myself, my colleague Pat Howe, as well as some other partners in New York City, worked on recently. This was a couple months ago. And, well, let's watch it, and then I'll tell you a bit more.
I think the library is an important place to have events like this because we are kind of a community college. We're beyond just books. We are our communities, our programs, and we have programs that serve all ages. So I think people really take advantage of that and gravitate and come to the library for a sense of community, connect with others, just kind of a gathering place.
Today we're able to bring in fantastic folks at MinecraftEdu to collaborate to specifically use the gaming platform Minecraft and connect it with the literary phenomenon Hunger Games.
Me and my partners were really inspired by the narrative of the book, and we tried to put elements of that in the gameplay. In the beginning, the recreating the worlds of the book, we've set up a very interesting power dynamic. The capital has access to all the food they could want. However, they don't have coal to cook the food. District 12 is, of course, a mining district, so they have access to all the coal that they no food.
Teaming. Basically, that's what it is. It's like a form of teamwork, and it helps to show how to create like a stronger community together. That's what I feel you can take from it.
Games-based learning means many things, and different people use it in different ways. For some people, it means looking at the valuable 21st century learning skills that you get simply by being in a gaming environment.
In the 21st century, where all of us spend so much time online interacting with each other digitally, not face-to-face, it's really important to start working with kids and reinforce that it's not a separate world. It is the world we live in. What you say to each other online matters.
Of course, on one hand, you have the impact it has on the youth themselves. But the event is also a model of the incredible collaboration that exists in New York City with the informal learning institutions. You have Global Kids, you have the Brooklyn Public Library, you have MinecraftEdu, and you have folks at the Higher Learning Network helping to connect us all with each other.
What happens when you interact with learning that isn't in school is really one of the core missions of this work with New York City. An event like this really starts to embed in why you should understand software and programs and kind of environments that we think about how these things are built.
Something I can take away from this game that I can apply to real life is being able to strategize and be smart about getting the things that you need and cooperate about it.
It's not like a regular game. It's like a game where you learn from it, as well as play.
So this was a really great event for me personally for a lot of reasons. Number one, it was a chance to kind of show off what we've been working on and kind of share it with the world. But this was a model of what's possible. Where a group of people with different skill sets can sort of come together and just say, what kind of activity do we want our kids to do? In this case, the library was really insistent that it's got to be something about popular young adult children's literature. So of course, we went right for the Hunger Games. I would say Pat and I put in maybe total 8 hours of work on this activity using the building tools built into MinecraftEdu. So we were able to kind of conceptualize this project, try it out, iterate, go through a few different versions, show it with our partners, make sure everyone was happy, and get it up and running in front of kids. Really not much time at all. And now that we've done the work, this will be available for other teachers to download. So what we're really hoping to do is foster this community where people all over the place, at all different types of institutions, are creating content which can then be shared. So I think that's basically it. I guess we have a few minutes for questions. If there are any. Somebody, okay, go ahead. There's a few things. I mean, I've never totally put my finger on why Minecraft is so popular, why it's the phenomenon that it is, other than to I sort of point at the results, like look at the wide appeal, young and old, boys and girls. But specifically, why it works differently, and I would say better than Second Life, it's really distributed. Second Life is centralized. There's one Second Life, so you kind of have to play their way. Minecraft is decentralized. People all over the world are running their own Minecraft server, and they get to decide what the rules of the world are. Not only sort of the rules of conduct and behavior, but what the laws of physics are. If you want to be able to jump over mountains on a Minecraft server, again, I hate to keep saying it, there's a mod for that. So I think it really offers this level of personalization and customization to be able to play exactly the game you want. I've really come to think of Minecraft as more of a platform than an actual single game. Use Minecraft and you're up and running. Oh, I just want to point out that I teach at a very well-funded private school, but those computers in the video, those are relatively low-end laptops and desktops, and the game was able to run just fine. You can't use the bottom-of-the-barrel computers, but the barrier to entry is really low. We are far, far cheaper than most educational products. You can have, for a little over $300, you can have everything up and running You get the server software. There's no ongoing fees. There's no licensing. There's no yearly fees. You get up and running. Any other questions? Yeah. No. Minecraft is not, doesn't have a particularly realistic physics simulation. I mean, I would answer yes, there absolutely are math skills. You know, you're figuring out volumes and areas and spatial relationships. But there are many examples of Minecraft defining the world's gravity. But what's really interesting is I've heard science teachers using this game, they sort of embrace the fact that physics are not like Earth. And what they'll do is they'll have the kids measure. How fast do you fall in Minecraft? Does it match the real world or not? You know, if I connect circuits in a certain way, is that the same way if I was using copper wires? So sort of mapping out the space, designing experiments, carrying them out, analyzing the data. I mean, that's science. You know, it almost doesn't matter that it's not like things are here on planet Earth. Anyone else? Yeah. You can. I mean, there are a couple technical hoops to jump through, but it's still relatively easy. So, right, I guess I should clarify. We designed it to be easy to use in the most simple case, which is, you know, one teacher in front of a classroom of students, and it's all self-contained. You don't need any outside services. But you can put it in the server closet of the school and play on that same server from any classroom. Lucas, is Lucas in the room? No. He runs I believe he's the tech integrator for an entire district in North Carolina, and he's got a couple of Minecraft servers that all the schools in the district will all connect to and play on. And you can, of course, just open it up completely to the internet and allow students to play from home. The only caveat is if you as a teacher want to use the special MinecraftEdu features, then they need to be using MinecraftEdu at home. And we are very close to having a version that you can give to students at home. There are some licensing issues. I guess I mentioned this. My company sells the game for half off the cost as if you just went to buy it online. So that's the slight technical problem. You know, we can't have kids getting the game for half the price and then playing with their friends at home. But we do have a solution that will be coming very soon. Am I out of time? I got one more and we'll yeah. Well, as a teacher, you know, I've introduced Minecraft about 4 different times. I mean, if you count, you know, each time has been 10 different classes, so I've got a lot of times to experiment. I don't know if I've hit the nail on the head of exactly the best way to introduce it, but I think I've had the most success with, you know, you let the kids run around, play in the world, start building some structures, and then you kind of lift the curtain a little bit. You say, well, it's not all is not as it seems. You can start really changing the way you interact with the world. You can grab these incredibly useful items, which then allow other gameplay experiences. And it's really, I mean, the reaction has been great. Like, yes, you can do that. That's amazing. And, you know, and some kids immediately plan to you know, build an even taller tower out of flashing materials. Some people just decide, well, I will start a garden. Some people are opening shops. Some people are making tools that are using hard to find resources, and then they're trading, they're bartering with other students, and it's really, to me, it's amazing to see. Well, just take a step back, and I'll finish just by saying, for me, professionally, as a teacher, and personally, as a dad and a gamer, the things I've seen children do with this game have been just mind-blowing to me, and it's, you know, really inspired me to do whatever I can to get anybody using Minecraft, collaborating together to do more ambitious projects and to bring new people into the fold. So I hope that some or all of you come to the workshop later today and you can, number one, learn to play, but if you already have some Minecraft experience, also show you how to get the server